What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Nick Albano, and let's get into episode one. So, we're going to start today off talking about the obvious with the Yankees. Cole will be remaining with the team, but in a different way than everybody thought originally. So, the whole ordeal going on was that Cole opted out of his contract because he wanted that fifth year added on for another 36 million. Everybody thought the deadline was yesterday, Sunday at 5 p.m. Turns out it was today, Monday at 5 p.m. And at around 4 o'clock, we got news from Passan and Heyman that talks were positive with Cole and the Yankees, and he's going to be staying. So, in Yankees' minds, it's, oh, we opted in and gave him that fifth year. Turns out we were wrong. So, looking here, we have that Cole and the Yankees are in agreement. They'll keep him with the team. Oh, great. They work something out. Go up a little more, we find out that he is going to continue with the contract he initially opted out of, which was 4 more years, 144 million, and that according to Passan, they'll continue to discuss a contract extension. So, this person here says worst contract in sports. I disagree. I don't think this contract is terrible. I think that this goes back to the whole analytics and physical thing. I think it was a mistake. The Yankees looking too much into Flaherty's medical and not signing him, and that's scaring them away. And my guess is that Cole's 34, and by the time this contract ends, he'll be 38. With the technically, I think he might be 39 because he's a September birthday. And if we gave him the fifth year, I think it would bring him either 239 or pushing 40, which I'm not afraid with. He wants to stay here. He wants to win here. He wants to retire here. But, so according to Passan, we're thinking contract extension is going to be worked out. A restructure, adding a year, adding 2 years, and putting money to the back end for possible free agent signings. As we find out more, about 30 minutes ago, Brian Cashman, the GM of the Yankees, says that there are no contract extension talks going on with Gerrit Cole. I don't know if this is smoke to get everybody off their trail, if this is just, hey, we don't want to sign him because he's going to be old and we don't know if he could make it till then. But according to Cashman, he says the Yankees were not comfortable adding another year to Cole's contract, and he agreed to remain on that 4 years, 144 million remaining. So it's interesting because why? What is scaring them away from giving him that fifth year? Is it injury? Is it just age coming? I know people are scared because they feel like he lost the tick off the fastball, and so be it. But he's not a one-pitch pitcher. He doesn't have to be heavy reliant on his fastball. I know when we got him, and he's always been known for his fastball, hitting that 99, 100. But I think people have to be realistic. I think we're going to see a trend downwards in the fastball usage of all players in the league. I think this season we saw way too many injuries from pitchers, way too many elbow and Tommy John surgeries needed. I think Cole learned when he was one of the very few lucky pitchers that was able to avoid Tommy Johns that to take a tick off the fastball and use more off-speed pitches is just as effective. And we saw him in, I think he started about 15 games, 15 or 16 games. He went 8-5 with 99 strikeouts. So, you do math on that. What was he averaging? 6 strikeouts a game, maybe? And he was only going about, he was limited on his pitch count, too. Basically was his preseason, half the season. I have nothing, I think we have nothing to be afraid of. We saw in the postseason he had that fastball hitting 99, no problem, where he wanted to go. His off-speed pitches and breaking balls look great. And I think he's fine. Now the question is, do they actually work out a contract extension? I think we've seen with pitchers like Verlander and Scherzer, more Verlander than Scherzer, you can make it into your late 30s and early 40s. mainly late 30s. Verlander won that Cy Young a couple that same year. Cole had a great season. What was he? Third. Let's see how old he was then. Verlander, Cy Young. So when did he win? 2019. So 5 years ago, and he's 41. 36, 2 years older than Cole. He won that Cy Young. And like I said in the last video, I think Cole, when it comes to his body, is the smartest pitcher. He knows when he has to step back. I think it was really good of him when he felt that elbow soreness and something tweaked with his arm that he was able to stop himself and not push it and went to go see his specialist and avoided that Tommy John surgery. So I think it's going to be interesting how this plays out because I think 4 years from now, the 2028 season, I would expect an extension to come and probably extend the contract to 6 years to get him to 40 and put the money on the back end so we could pay players this season and the next 3 to 4. But that's good to have Cole back right now. Looking more into it now with Cole. It's just a weird situation because from what Passan's saying and the rest of the media is that they're working on an extension. So why is Cashman coming out saying that right now, like they're not giving him the 5th year and there's no talks of an extension? To me, it's weird. Yeah, Thanos. I mean, I hate the Astros personally. Obviously, I'm a Yankees fan. I think that was a bad decision to not throw him in to close that game out, or in the bullpen situation with how good he was that season. 19-0 at one. Like he was undefeated that season. Starts and had over 250 strikeouts. Bad decision from the Astros, but glad they lost and didn't win with him. But it's just a weird decision not giving him this extension. Maybe I think we're gonna I definitely could see in the winter meetings or in the following weeks. True, Hal is being very cheap, like most owners in baseball, but like I said in my last video, if you want to watch that, they made last year alone over $683 million in revenue. Revenue. With a payroll just over 300 million, revenue alone covers the payroll, and you're making 200 million profit. There should be no excuse. We're making more than every team is making. Now, like I was saying, I think in the winter meetings we're gonna see the extension come out because it's the only way that we're getting Soto re-signed. Is if we sign him, well, 4. I'm feeling like we're gonna give him a 3-year extension with the money on the back end of that. And the next 4, he takes the pay cut. That's what I think the realistic expectation is. So the next 4 years, which I think he'll throw a pretty good ball till 38. He's taking the pay cut, but those back that back end 2 years will be the bulk of the money. And if he sucks, he sucks. But I don't think he's going to because, like I said, in 6 years from now he'll be 40. Verlander was able to make it work. Scherzer has shown he can make it work. And if Jacob deGrom, who's been injury prone his whole career, could get that money, Cole deserves it. He stays healthier. Won the Cy Young last year. Great postseason performer. No excuse not to give him that extension. So, I mean, he wants to retire a Yankee. Give him the money. Give him the contract. That's my opinion on that. Let's go to the qualifying offers. So this is a list of players that received the qualifying offers. If you don't know, I think the qualifying offer this season is like $20.15 million, something like that. So of the players you see, Juan Soto, of course, Burns, Bregman, Fried, Adames, Alonso, Santander, Hernandez, and so on. Christian Walker, little Yankee possibility at first base. All got it. To be realistic here, I see These two guys not taking it. He's going to be in for a big payday finally. Well, both of them are, obviously. Bregman is tough because he had a rough season coming off injury, but if he stays healthy, he's one of the best third basemen in the league. Max Fried, I could definitely see taking it. Hasn't been too great, but hasn't been terrible. I could also see him reworking something with Atlanta. Probably is going to go to the Dodgers. Probably will resign. In for a big payday after the season he had with his 40 plus homers. Probably will take the offer. Wants to. I think he's going to want to retire there after winning this year. Really couldn't tell you much. He'll probably not take the offer because was it 5 straight Gold Gloves he's won now? Probably the hottest first baseman on the market. He'll get something. Older, might want to stay with the Mets and take like a 3-year deal. I could see possibly. Had a much better season than he's had with the Yankees recently. I see him taking the offer, also working out like a 2-3 year deal. I couldn't tell you on that. So that's what I think on the players who received the qualifying offers. Obviously, of Yankees free agents, we only see Juan Soto on there. He's not going to take it. We know he's not. He's not worth 20 million. He's worth 50, 60 million a year. What you don't see on there is Gleyber Torres. Now that doesn't mean he's not coming back, but I think he wants to be in New York. One of the few good homegrown players we've had really turned it up in the second half of the season. I think we're gonna re-sign him probably on like a 6-year deal, probably like 120 million 6 years, so about 20 million a year, maybe less, maybe 6 years, 100 million. I think he'll take the offer. I think he wants to stay. What else do we have to talk about? This Roki, as this guy says in shocking news. Dodgers are a heavy favorite to land him. Ohtani's contract, as it says, created this gap period for the Dodgers to truly create a dynasty team that lasts a long time. I do not like the concept of deferred money. I don't think it should be allowed in baseball. I don't think it should be allowed just in sports. I think you should have to be paid any money you're owed within your contract time. That's my personal opinion on it. If the Dodgers do sign Roki, they did not give Bueller a qualifying offer. Now, I see Bueller signing back with them on another probably prove it year, like a 2-year prove it deal, maybe a 1+1 deal, like a 2-year contract with the player option. Because he pitched well this postseason. Other than like one bad start, shut down the Yankees. I think he got that uptick in his fastball again. And their rotation next season, barring injuries, Ohtani, Yamamoto, Glass now, Roki, Flaherty if they sign him back. They could re-sign Bueller. I mean, that's what better starting 5 is that? Starting 6, my bad. So I think it really would be a shame if the Dodgers land him because, I mean, he's younger than Yamamoto. For all we know, he could be better. And I think deferred money is ruining the game of baseball. I know we've seen it for years and years and years, but $50 million over 25 years versus $700 million is a different story. I think a contract should have to be paid within the time that it's given, or else it's basically saying like, hey, you open the door for every team to do it. On the negative that in 10 years from now when you have to pay him the money, you kind of hurt yourself. But then you also think, well, what will revenue be? What will salary cap be at that point? 10 years from now, $700 million players might not be out of the ordinary. So, I mean, that's why I said in my video that I posted yesterday, the Yankees, they have the formula for success. Copy the Dodgers. For the money, show them why you should be here. We don't have a Japanese face of the team. We don't. Show him why New York and being the face of New York as a Japanese player would be better for him than being probably third fiddle to Ohtani and Yamamoto. So we'll see if they post him. It's not a guarantee that he gets posted, so who knows? But I think the thoughts around the league are that he's going to get posted, and yeah, then that would be a shame. But who knows? Uh, Anything else on baseball today that we want to discuss? Let's go to pass in and see if there's anything. We saw that we spoke about Soto on the qualifying offers, Cole, which is gonna just keep me aggravated because just he's done more for Yankees baseball in the last 5 years than most players have, just like Judge. Just give him the years. Let him retire off in the sunset with the Yankees. I'm confident, though, they'll extend him because I think there would be a lot of backlash. And we've signed far worse players for far more. Uh, Devin Williams is a big one. Rumors are Mets. Very good closer. With Diaz looking rocky, I could very easily see the Mets, who are looking at rumors have it they're spend happy right now again. They might be getting Williams. I think it's really all the big name plays with free agency so far. So let's make our way over to football. Start with this game. Don't let the score of this game deter you from what this game actually was. This game shows a blowout, but if you watch it, and if you watch the whole game, you would know that it's a completely different story that has to be told. First drive of the game, Bo Nix pass right to Will Jordan Humphrey, just off his hands. Gotta catch it 10 out of 10 times. Off his hands, into the defender, picked, opening drive. What do the Ravens do? Go over and score a touchdown. That's the only score in the first quarter. We make our way to the second quarter. Drive our way down the field. Drive. Get to the 1 yard line. I don't know what's with our 1 yard play calls that we can't ever just do something that works when we need to get 1 yard to gain. But it's kind of embarrassing that it took not just 4 downs, but our very own Philly special to score a touchdown, and the only player that can catch on our team other than Cortland Sutton is Bo Nix and Javonte Williams. Bo Nix Moss a defender, touchdown reception, only player this season with a passing touchdown, rushing touchdown, receiving touchdown. I think he's the best rookie so far. I think he does a lot more for the Broncos than what Jaden Daniels does and Caleb Williams. I think he should be probably up there with Jaden Daniels, tied for Rookie of the Year. I don't think record entirely tells the story. We look at Mahomes, he's the MVP favorite, but look at his stats. He is underperforming extremely according to what his statistics usually are. Interceptions up, touchdowns low, less, passing yards down, doesn't run. We could say he doesn't have weapons to throw to, but let's be real. Who is Bo Nix throwing to other than Cortland Sutton? I mean, look at these names. So, and then the rest of the game. Before the rest of the game, we're at 30 seconds left before halftime. We're down 10-17. I'm sitting there. I'm like, wow, we have a chance. Just don't let them score before halftime. They get the ball back at halftime, Baltimore. Get another stop, or at least a field goal. Let's make this a game. What happens? Vance Joseph, love him this season, but he chose that he was going to be blitz heavy and stop the run this game. What did that do? That left over the top open and Zay Flowers to have a spectacular game and score a touchdown before halftime, putting us down at that point 24-10. Ravens come out, and it was like that last touchdown before halftime blew any momentum or hope the team had, and it was just nonstop Ravens doing whatever they wanted. Derrick Henry in the first half had 30 yards. Second half we get to, and he has 106. So it was unfortunate game from the Broncos. Lamar Jackson, another perfect passer rating. That's his 5th time ever doing that. First quarterback to do that 5 times, I think. Every other quarterback that's done it has done it at most 4. That was the game script for the game. But you got to look at this. We knew this game probably was going to be our hardest game we played. I think I believe next week when we versus the Chiefs, we're winning. I think we're the better team. I think our defense is better. I think our offense moves better than the Chiefs does. I've seen too many times now the Chiefs get bailed out by too many calls, and I would not be surprised tonight if that happens again for them, which it probably will. Speaking of, game starts in about 8 minutes my time. Let's get a first touchdown bet in before we continue talking about what we are. Who are we feeling for first touchdown tonight? Are we feeling Kate Auden? I think we're feeling. I'm versing him in one league, one of my 4 leagues, which I got to show you guys. So if he scores, I lose that league. But honestly, it's one of my cheaper leagues, so I don't really mind losing that league. Let's see what we're looking at. Kate Auden plus 1,200 first touchdown. Or do you go with the Chiefs? I think we're going Kate Auden, boys. Kate Auden plus 1,200. I'll put 10 on that. 120. Hopefully it hits. That'd be nice. But that's the risk you take. So $10 on Kate Auden first touchdown tonight. Now back to this. I think we're coming out and I truly think we have a possibility to win 6 games straight. Looking at our upcoming opponents and games, we got the Chiefs. I think we win this game. Falcons. It's probably our next toughest game. I think we could win this game. I think their defense has been mediocre, and I think our offense could compete with theirs. Especially if we make one move. Especially if we make one move for the offense, getting Njoku or somebody. I don't think we're going to. Peyton already said probably not going to do anything. Like, Superman's not walking through. So that's that. But I think that we will win this game. Raiders are terrible. I think we beat them. Browns, I don't think are good. I think we beat them. Colts, I don't think they're good. We think we beat them. Chargers, I just think we're better. And it was a bad first game. I think we beat them. Bengals would be our next toughest game. And at that point, we would win. What I think is going to happen happens. We win these next 6. That's 11-5. It puts us at. I think it's very possible. I think the Bengals defense is very mediocre, and I think it's a good chance we win this. And I think we are truly just better than the Chiefs. I think we could truly win out. Putting us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14-5. Is it unrealistic? Maybe. I think it's a possibility, though. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'll be right back. Follow the stream if you're in here. I see there's like 5 of you in here from Twitch. Really appreciate that. I'll be right back. Right, and we're back. So I think, like I said, we have a strong possibility of winning 8 straight. Probably the most likely losses would come from the Bengals. 1 from the Chiefs, 1 from the Falcons. So 5 of our next 8 puts us at 11-8 on the season, which is probably going to get us a playoff spot. That's big. Now it's deadline news. We signed Jonathan Cooper, 4-year extension. Big time. He's probably our best linebacker. Him and Benito are stars in the making, I think, and we got a great deal on Cooper. Probably Benito's our next in-house guy we give an extension to. So that was big. We traded away Baron Browning. We have some younger guys that are healthier, that play the position better. So wasn't an entirely terrible trade. So that's really that on the Broncos news. Now going into our next segment on tonight's game. Bucks versus Chiefs. Tampa Bay on the road in Kansas City. Probably freezing. Bucks used to warm weather. But Baker played in Cleveland, so he's used to the cold. They got the spread at 8.5 Chiefs. I think Tampa Bay covers that with a very good chance of winning this game. I think Chiefs are a good team. I don't think they're a great team. I think they're a fraudulent 7-0 team. I think their best win was in week 1 against the Ravens, in which I believe they had like a bad PI call that they got in their favor. So, but their team is just destroyed. Their best receiver is Kelsey. Worthy hasn't shown much other than against bad teams. Who knows what D-Hop could be anymore. Best receiver, like I said, Kelsey. Kareem Hunt, lead back. Pacheco rumored to come back in about 3 weeks. So maybe in a couple weeks from now they're better, but I don't think they're much better than the Bucks, who were down Godwin and Evans. So, uh, so I think the Buccaneers pull off a win tonight, which would be good for the Broncos, being that Emily did. I watched her. I think the Bucks win this game. And speaking of game started, Chiefs get the ball to start off, so kind of unlucky to the Kate on first touchdown, but hopefully the Bucks defense holds up. For the last segment, we'll look in fantasy performances this weekend. In my big league that we had doubts about, projected to win heavily. Well, it's Kareem Hunt, who already has half a point, puts up 31. I don't think that's going to happen. So that's a win for that. In my dad's matchup, which is also basically my other team, most likely going to win this. You would need the Kansas City defense to put up big numbers and D-Hop too. But I mean, Kelsey, over here already has 1.4 points. He'll probably be the leading target getter and yard getter. And then I have 3 more leagues in which I would have to sign into, which I gotta get that ready for next time. I have 2 ESPN leagues that I'm somehow should have won. I put up 192 points. But it's a weird league. It has an offensive player slot, so 192 points with the player I'm versing put up 183 and still has Kate Auden tonight. So this is the league I said if Auden scores, I basically lose. But I'm in first place for that league. If I lose, I'll be tied for second. My other ESPN league, I won 158 to 132. And my last league on Sleeper, which is a Pirate League, they could steal players, I am projected to win unless DeAndre Hopkins, Kate Auden, and Chase McLaughlin outscore Travis Kelsey and my 30-point lead. Yeah, that's that on fantasy. So, this is the YouTube channel. If you like what you're seeing, subscribe. Episode 1 is up. Episode 2 will get edited and posted there later. That's all for this episode of Sports Talk with Nick. Hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.